I thought I'd take some time to demonstrate how you are going to want to do some pre-work with your team and really emphasize the importance of preparing ahead of time for the assessments before you present Explore eBook to customers. So you want to log into a book and come towards the back and then click down here on that last assessment component and start the assessment. Now when you go through the test, really emphasize the differentiators that we have with our questions. First off, there's no A, B, and C anymore. There's just different selections, and sometimes you can select more than one correct answer. Right here, you're picking two items that are not natural resources. So that right there is pretty different, and that's going to mirror what standardized tests are looking like. Also, author's point of view is important. So instead of just merely going through them, point out those differences. The way this one's set up too, if you're selecting, you can select multiple responses. And then also here for your written response, you can type, you can also attach an image. And then you can use that little button right there, this little arrow. And that icon will allow you to minimize and go back into the text to cite evidence from the text when responding. So you can cite evidence from the text, come back here, and then finish your written response. That's going to be really important for customers as well. Another way to really impress our customers is to be fully prepared when doing homework assignments. So you'll want to work on these ahead of time. You can see that I've created one here. Make them complex enough where you can respond in a multimedia way that allows them to see all the capabilities that Explore eBook can do with one assignment. Or else what we're finding is it becomes too cumbersome if you're switching in between logins and this and that. So start from the student, already have a homework assignment created, and then have those answers already submitted, and then log in as a teacher and view the submissions. Let me explain. So here as a teacher, I already logged in as a teacher. I am currently logged in as a student, right? But I have logged in as a teacher hours ahead of time. I've created this assessment, and now I'm logged in as a student, and I'm showing how I did this. So it says, read Trade in Our World, then draw a picture, create a video response describing the ways traders moved their goods from one country to another, include ways this was done in times of old, with examples from the text, and a modern example. After submitting your post, then go on the blog and respond to the prompt and to other student responses. So when I write these, I'm writing them in a particular way that draws on the language customers are looking for, like respond with examples from the text, and then responding to other students, critiquing the reasoning of others. These are all things that you have to do that teachers are asking students to do. So I'm very particular in how I word this, and also you can see I've allowed for a picture, for a video, and also for a blog, all within one assignment, right? And then my student says, Mr. Smith, I've attached my drawing and my video. You can see it's submitted down here. The teacher's already provided feedback even. All right, then I log out, and I want to show how easy it is to access that as a teacher. So I log in as a teacher. I go to homework. I go to manage homework. From there, I go to that assessment, and I view the responses by clicking right there. It's important to know the classroom that you've associated that homework assignment with. I go down to that student, and I'm going to view all responses and feedback. Here you can see from the teacher point of view, and then I describe to my customer how easy it is to view that written response that my student has done, or even to view that video. Click on the video. Now sometimes it takes a couple seconds to download, nothing too bad. I'm going to upload that video by clicking on it, and then play that.
Hi, Mr. Ryan. After reading Trade Around the World, I learned that traders used to travel by land, which would take a long time because oftentimes they were using camp.
So then I have that video. I try to make the video pretty engaging. I actually showed the student researching e-commerce on his iPad.
His actions conducted electronically on the internet And I realized that we do it all the time with our phones, and usually what we do is buy.
So then the student went on to Amazon and was just really showing a lot of tech savviness. So I try to make a really good video in that response as well. And then I want to show that you can provide feedback. So then you go here and you can show that I've written a great job in your assignment and, you know, ... So they get the sense that you can send that feedback to the student. Then the last part of the assignment was for them to blog, right? So I like to show the blog from the student standpoint, or from the teacher point of view, because with that, the question you always get is, well, can you manage the blog if the kids are writing something inappropriate? So what I do is I click here. You want to click under Moderate. And again, this has already been set up, so I'm ready to present, right? Click on Moderate. And from here, I usually leave one submission that hasn't been reviewed yet, because when you do that, this won't say just delete, it'll say approve or reject. And so then I click approve during my presentation to let them see that you have to, you can set up yourself to physically go in there and read through it ahead of time. So, I create a pretty engaging blog. I like to link it up with a video. And then, I'll go in and play that video, and they can see how students can really collaborate and share a lot of information with each other. So really the thing to emphasize here, guys, as you're going through and modeling these presentations is you really want to set yourself up ahead of time. And the way that you're going to do that is you need to create your class ahead of time. I've already created this class right here, and I've created these students right here so they can blog and collaborate. And sometimes I'll even go in ahead of time and share with my teacher a real life example of, say these are your students, and say they're a 4th grade class, half the class is above level, half is on, and half is below. It is kind of a best practice. I always encourage everyone to create their own username, password, write it down so you don't forget it, and then also try to create usernames that aren't going to be duplicated, because username and password can only be used once. So those are some best practices in setting yourself up ahead of time, so then when you go and present, you follow the structure from the framework, and you're ready to really have an impressive presentation. And it also flows nicely and isn't confusing for your customer.